We've got some breaking news as Sam Hauser is back with the Boston Celtics. They have picked up his $2.1 million team option, and he will be returning with the possibility of an extension incoming soon. We'll be diving in, looking at all of that as Brad Stevens stuck to his word and will try to remain to keep all three of these players on this roster as they chase for Banner 19 next summer. We'll be diving into all of that and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez. You guys have been absolutely fantastic hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, showing your support. So if you want to make sure you stay updated on everything revolving around this team, make sure you keep doing it. Without further ado, though, let's dive into the video at hand. Make sure to grab a snack. And like I mentioned, Sam Hauser is back, ladies and gentlemen. He will be returning. He will be coming back to the Celtics team on that $2.1 million team option. You want to look at this tweet from Bobby Manning, who works for CLNS Media, we can see that the Celtics, unsurprisingly, picked up Hauser's team option, $2.1 million. They could have declined it and sent him to restricted free agency to leverage a long-term deal, but that likely would have led to a significant pay bump this year. He's still extension eligible with a max of 4 years, $78 million. Now, obviously, as we all know, the Celtics are a second apron team tied into the salary cap and will be giving Jayson Tatum and will be looking to give Derrick White long-term friendly extensions. Therefore, the Celtics don't have that money to offer Sam Hauser the 4 year, $78 million. So if you guys missed our video yesterday, we broke down, obviously, Brad Stevens saying he would like to keep Jayson Tatum, Derrick White, and Sam Hauser. And obviously with Sam Hauser's contract extension coming today, we have the news of him first, breaking it down. When looking at this article from Keith Smith, courtesy of Spot Track, we can see that the Celtics had three options when picking up Sam Hauser's contract. They could either A, pick up the contract, let him play on $2.1 million, and let him enter free agency next year. Two, let him decline his contract, let him enter unrestricted free agency, and have to offer him a bag or match an offer this year. Or C, offer him a contract and try to work to a long-term extension this year with a team-friendly deal. That's ultimately what the Boston Celtics have decided and opted into, which I think is the smart decision. If we want to look at Sam Hauser's stats from the year this year, we can see he really transformed into a nice 3-and-D wing who could be a viable shooter for this bench unit. He averaged around 9 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1 assist per game on 45% shooting from the field and 42% shooting from 3. He also averaged around 52% from the corner, which is absolutely fantastic and just goes to show you how much of a sharpshooter Sam Hauser truly can be. In my eyes, I think this was a fantastic move by the Boston Celtics, as ultimately we saw last season Peyton Pritchard also get extended on a cheaper team-friendly deal. And I think something might be similar in the eyes or in the ballpark for Sam Hauser as well with this Boston Celtics team and with Sam Hauser. Initially, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your reactions down below. I'm absolutely ecstatic. Even though I wasn't sold on Sam Hauser at the beginning of last season to all the diehard fans, he ultimately changed my groove on him. He showed me that he can be a baller, turn up when the Celtics really do need him at that shooting wing, despite Jayson Tatum or Jaylen Brown having an off game, or even if they're both excelling. Sam Hauser can go off for 15, 20, 24, and in the nights that he does, that just goes to show you that the Celtics are shooting off the rocker and they are not missing. Sam Hauser had plenty of games towards the end of the season where he made 8 threes, 10 threes, 6 threes, and it's just crazy to see a guy like Sam Hauser be able to do that while also being a solid defender in the paint. We saw in the playoffs him step up tremendously, coming off picks and rolls, and a lot of teams using and trying to abusing him on the defensive side. And even though sometimes it did work, they were able to get by Sam Hauser. A majority of the time, Sam Hauser held his own at the rim or were able to get a couple steals to lead to some Celtics transition points, which was absolutely emphatic to see and really cool to see from a guy in Sam Hauser who was really just known as a catch and shoot 3-and-D wing. He really worked on his defense, and it really truly showed. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. That ultimately gets into the next part of this video, which is detailing what this means kind of for the Boston Celtics. Now, we kind of already kind of delved into that, but ultimately, as we all know, this Celtics team is strapped in money. They are strapped to the second apron. In our last video, we broke down how they want to sign Jayson Tatum. That contract extension, 5 years, $315 million, is basically guaranteed. Now, Derrick White, he can obviously ultimately enter free agency next year if he would like to. And with seeing all these younger guards like, Emmanuel Quickly, Jamal Murray get these big time extensions, it would be smart for Derrick White to opt into free agency and to seek that bag. But ultimately, with him liking the Celtics, liking his fit here, and wanting to win a championship with this dynasty, the smart move for Derrick White would be to take the team-friendly contract, become that third or fourth star for this Celtics team, and ultimately ride it out with the Dogs. He'd still get around $30 million, he'd still get a lucrative payday compared to his previous contract, and he'd still be on a top contending team in the Eastern Conference for a plenty full of years. I think both of those decisions should be the smart ones from them. Now, honestly, when it looks at Sam Hauser, like we mentioned with Peyton Pritchard, they could work to do an extension similar to that. Like we mentioned from Bobby Manning, the extension they can do is 4 years, $78 million for the max. The Celtics will not be able to give Sam Hauser that money. So ultimately, if they do want to bring Sam Hauser back, they could work to do a team-friendly deal similar to Peyton Pritchard. Have him opt into that contract, give him maybe 4 years, $40 million, split up around, 7, 8, maybe 9, and then a $12 million deal or something like that. Break it up similar to Peyton Pritchard's deal, and that ultimately helps the Celtics in two ways. It gives them a team-friendly contract to possibly trade or move off of if they need to, due to the fact that Sam Hauser gets a bigger role or looks a bit better, or maybe they need a different fit from a different veteran in that certain piece. Maybe they need a rebounding big, and they ultimately use Sam Hauser's contract to flip that, or it also or it helps out Sam Hauser as well. Due to the fact that Sam Hauser was an undrafted rookie, this is a big payday compared to him. Making $2.1 million is basically nothing in this NBA. He's accepting that contract to make sure that he ensures coming back with this team. But if he can work an extension, maybe $6-7 million a year, I think Sam Hauser will be comfortable with that type of money and being in Boston. And also, I think the Celtics would be comfortable with offering him that money and having that flexible, tradable contract down the future if it is necessary. Now, even though the Boston Celtics did pick up a guy in Sam Hauser and he will be returning, there's also another team option today that has a restriction, and that is Neemias Queta's $2.2 million contract. Now, obviously, the Celtics are certainly going to pick this one up, and if they do, we'll have another video kind of breaking down our thoughts on the Neemias Queta pickup. But with the Celtics ultimately looking at their front court, having some holes at that power forward center position with guys like obviously Xavier Tillman and Luke Cornett being in free agency, and the Celtics at this moment not necessarily knowing if they're getting which one back or if they're going to get both back. This ultimately raises a question mark, and having Neemias Queta on that value is key. But as I mentioned, Neemias Queta is making $2.2 million, and Sam Hauser is making 2.1 on his team option. Neemias Queta barely played, only got that nice little run in that Western Conference road trip with Cornett and Porziņģis being out, which is key to having him as for success, just in case one of those guys go down, or possibly if Cornett leaves. But ultimately, seeing a guy like Neemias Queta making a little bit more than Sam Hauser, gotta motivate him, gotta want him to get more money. So I think the Celtics will work on a little bit of an extension, maybe $4-5 million, possibly even 6-7 for a Sam Hauser contract. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How would you guys feel about Sam Hauser getting a contract extension like that? He also can teach Baylor Schreimer, the new draft prospect, a lot of ways to be a better shooter and also work on the defensive side. I really like everything that the Celtics have been doing the last couple days. But let me know what you guys think down below as we get to the final part of the video, which is the comment of the day. Drop down your thoughts, drop down your feelings, how you guys feel about this Boston Celtics team, and you can be featured on the comment of the day. Now, today's comment of the day goes to Jonathan Mosley, 6447, as he said in our last video, yes, bring them all back to defend their championship. And I could not agree more. We already know Tatum's going to be coming back. Now with this, we know Hauser's going to be coming back. Derrick White's really the only question mark, and I do see him signing an extension. He obviously will be playing with the squad regardless. It's not like he's in free agency, but signing that extension eliminates him from entering free agency and giving the Boston Celtics fans and front office a big, not having to deal with a big headache next off season. But let me know what you guys think down below. What are your guys' thoughts on this Sam Hauser move? We want to make sure you stay up to date on everything revolving around this Celtics team throughout the entire offseason. We have weekly live streams coming, I believe, on Wednesdays. We'll announce that. Godfrey and I, and possibly some special guests, will be live here on Wednesday. We're going to have videos coming out all throughout the offseason. Now with free agency coming up on us in the next couple of days, we're going to have an abundance of news breaking down with this Boston Celtics team. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date, make sure you stay in tune with everything, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, check out the most recent videos if you missed anything. We really do appreciate all your support. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. We were at 4,000 subscribers when the season basically ended, and we jumped up to 5,000 in basically 10 days, which is just crazy to me. You guys have been absolutely killing it, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, doing everything you can do, and it really does not go unnoticed. So once again, thank you guys so much for your support over here on Celtics Digest. It really does mean the world. And once again, I'm Bruce Veliz, signing off on this video here. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day.